Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Now admittedly it has been 2 months since I last posted. In fact more than that I would say. But not to worry, I am back. I actually do not have a reason that I stopped posting. I did make art, but I kind of low-key forgot that I had a YouTube channel. Anyways, that aside, I'm really excited for today's piece. I will be painting Control Freak by Jackie Liu, who I found just recently, like 4 or 5 months ago on YouTube. And I was just shocked by her just talent and skill.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping.
Paintings come out just amazingly, and her videos are just so fun to watch. And I would definitely recommend her. I will be putting the link of her channel and her Instagram in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Anyways, back to the video. Now, before anyone attacks me for art theft, I just want to clarify that all rights to this painting do still belong to the original owner, and I am in no way trying to pass this off as my own. Contact Jackie herself and I asked for permission before starting this piece. I do not condone art theft in any way, shape or form, and it can be very damaging to a person who has spent time and effort to create an original piece just for someone to go steal it and pass it off as their own. Anyways, I started with just doing a rough sketch of the hands so I could locate the rest of the background and swirls accordingly. But one of the mistakes I made was I miscalculated the shape and the size of the hands. So they did end up being a bit smaller and differently shaped in my piece, but nonetheless, after that, I went in with a solid color for the swirls, and I just laid down like a dark purple. There should be footage. After putting down the dark purple, I went in with some of the details. I started with the bottom left corner of the painting, and really see that my paint strokes and style was more blocky, and I wanted to fix that, but I did not completely fix that. And then where I ended, right above the bottom hand, this part, you can really see how different that looks, and it really can capture like emotion, and my strokes were a lot more free and open. After that, I noticed that some places just seemed really flat. So I went in with dark purple and blacks and blues, just adding value, and that resulted in the highlights really diminishing. So I went in with a white marker and some white paint and light purple paint to kind of blend that in. And I feel like that really captured the effect I was going for. Now, this is when I noticed that the hand near the top was really drawn very poorly. The shape was completely off. It just did not match with the aesthetic. Kind of choppy, and it was really disrupting. So I went in, I drew over it again, and I painted it again. But I also had to paint some of the overlapping swirls because it was kind of like wrapped in a bunch of swirls. I hope I'm explaining this properly because I don't know how to do it. Anyways, once that was done, I took like 3 weeks break just to compose myself, do something else, make this not the only thing I was doing throughout my day. Because I would wake back to this and I touched upon some of the details, highlights, shadows, values, form, etc., etc., you know the drill. Then all that was left was the background. And surprisingly, the thing which looked the easiest seemed to be my biggest downfall. So looking at the reference, it would seem that you just put in a solid black background. But when I put it, it seemed really jarring with some of the highlights and the lighter purples across the painting. And it really did not seem cohesive at all. So I decided to go in with some dark purple and electric blue mixed with black around the edges of some of the main things to make it kind of blend in together. And it was working quite well. But the next day I went and I saw that the color had faded for some reason. I'm not sure if I put too much water or I was just not heavy enough with my color. But I decided on going with a lighter gray around some of the edges, like the top edge there. And I don't think you can see it in the camera. But I went in with some of the lighter grays, and that really helped a lot. It gave it sort of that cohesiveness it was looking and gave it a lot more depth. And that was it. All that was left to do was to sign my name. And finally, this 2-month journey had come to an end. And I'm quite happy with the end result. Seeing as I've only done 2 proper acrylic paintings before. Was this fun? Yes, definitely quite fun. There were some moments where I wanted to burn the whole thing down and just quit, but I feel like that's just the experience of art. Would I do it again? Yes, definitely. It was quite fun and it was quite a learning experience. I did make mistakes, but I feel like I learned from them, and it really taught me a lot about just using paint as an overall medium. Did I do this fast enough? Definitely not. I took too many breaks for way too long. A 1 month break was not needed for this painting. It should not have taken me almost 3 months to complete this. But it is what it is. Anyways, okay, do all rights of this still belong to the original owner? Yes. And I will see you guys later.